Hey there, I'm JoJo Gentry, and thanks for joining us on the Week 10 edition of Inside Butler Football. Head coach Jeff Forrest is here to give us the scoop on the Dogs' goals to get to a 500 season record, and to talk about Butler's 62-52 win versus Morehead State. Stay with us. Coach Forrest, thanks so much for being here.
Great to be here.
Let's start out by talking about the Morehead game.
Sure.
This was a strong, offensive, come-from-behind victory. What do you want the team to take away from this win with 2 games left this season?
Well, I think it shows you what preparation will do, and it shows you what playing 60 minutes will do. We didn't get off to the best start, but we did a good job of playing complementary football. The defense hung in and got an early score, which really kept us in the game. We kind of felt our way through the first quarter and adjusted to what they were doing. They were giving us some looks that we hadn't necessarily seen on tape and in preparation, but I thought we played well in all 3 phases. We were able to score not only on defense but on special teams, and the offense moved the ball when we had to. So it was a good team win. It was a much-needed win for our guys, and we'll look forward to moving forward this week.
Offensive stats show why this was a high-scoring game. Butler and Morehead had a combined total of more than 1,100 offensive yards, and Morehead threw for almost 600 yards. What went well to keep both of these offenses rolling?
Well, I think we did a nice job as far as making some in-game adjustments on offense. Coach Connor kind of regrouped the guys, and we kind of switched our plan or our direction we were going offensively a little bit. It really starts up front. I mean, we played really well up front to allow our backs to have some running lanes, and Malcolm did a good job in our read game, making good decisions and distributing the football. And when you get in a game like that, there were so many quick scores that I think sometimes the numbers against the defense get inflated a little bit. They, when they're running almost 100 plays and have the ball as long as they had the ball, I think sometimes the statistics don't really reflect how the guys played. Now, in all 3 phases, we need to clean some things up moving forward, but I thought it was a good team win.
Special teams played a significant role in this win. Talk about how special teams worked with the offense and defense at practice last week.
Well, I mean, we work hard on special teams every week. I mean, it is a third of the game, and if you don't spend time on it, you're going to lose. I think we've done a great job on special teams. Now we need to keep doing that moving forward. But I think with special, you don't have the same amount of practice time, although the importance of the units are the same. You don't have the same amount of meeting time, so it really comes down to finding 11 guys that are going to take great pride in their job and their preparation and want to be a part of those units, because those units, really in every game, whether it's been a win or a loss for us, have really been the units that have kept us in us and give us a chance, or have helped us win game either through flipping field position or getting a turnover here or there or a score. So the special teams is critical, and you got to find guys that want to do it, and you got to find guys that'll invest in the preparation, and the coaches do a great job of spending as much time on the special teams preparation as they do the offense and defensive stuff.
Now, Coach, I'd like to go over some highlights from last week's game.
Sure.
So the first highlight I'd like to go over is senior defensive back David Burke with a pick-6 to score the first points for Butler. Talk about his advancements as a senior.
Well, I mean, this was a critical play in the game. David's been a great player for us for a lot of years, played a lot of football here, not just on defense, but on special, been a key special teams player. We've been talking about special teams today. At this point of the game, they're up. We haven't made a first down at this point, and, the game could be getting away from you. So this interception, he did a nice job of reading it and step in front of it, and not only that, but scoring. That might have been the key play in the game, just to keep us in it and let the offense get their feet on the ground and get moving a little bit.
The second highlight is starting quarterback Malcolm Weaver with a touchdown run. Talk about how his confidence has heightened as a starting quarterback.
Well, I mean, I think with anyone in any position, and especially that position, the more repetition you get, the more practice time you get, the more comfortable you feel. This was one of our, adjustments early in the game, and Malcolm did a nice job reading it, and it was well blocked, and he finished the play naturally and took it in. But his improvement's been steady, and I think it's coincided with a lot of the other guys that have had to been the quote unquote next man up with injuries, that have played and have gotten better as the season's gone on, and continue to do so.
Redshirt junior wide receiver Derek O'Connor received PFL Special Teams Player of the Week, and this is a punt return for a touchdown. Talk about Derek's progression as a key player.
Oh, I mean, since he's been here, he's been an integral part of what we do. He's one of those guys that can make plays for you. There's no question about that. And this was, and he's the guy you got to try to get the ball to, especially in critical times of the game. And this thing could be slipping away from you in the fourth quarter. You got in the lead, now it starts slipping away. They got the win at their back, and he really makes this thing happen on his own, especially initially, by getting upfield, and that was a critical, just to create some excitement, and then to add the points on top of it was huge to expand that lead back a little bit.
Another player that earned PFL honors this week was redshirt freshman Sam Schrader. Talk about his role as a young leader on the team, especially with 4 touchdowns against Morehead State.
Well, we've had a really good rotation in the backfield. We've been playing 4 guys that have all done, have all had their moment in the sun, and have all had, great opportunities when their numbers called. And Saturday we had some guys banged up, and Sam carried much more of the load than he had been, and you can see that he's very capable of doing that. He was the benefactor of some very good blocking and some timely play calling, but Sam's an outstanding player, and when called upon to do a little bit more Saturday, he answered the bell for us.
Now let's get into next week's game at Valparaiso, because it's Hoosier Helmet Week. Talk about the significance of this game and what it means to the program.
Well, I mean, we've played Valparaiso for years and years and years, so this isn't just a modern PFL rivalry. It goes back for decades, and all the guys that have walked out of the tunnel had an opportunity to play Valparaiso. So this game means something to our program, to our alumni, to the campus, and those type of things. It was originally, the helmet originally got introduced 9 years ago, because at the time we were the only 2 teams in the PFL that shared the same border. We're in a national league. You're playing teams from all over the country, but Valparaiso and Butler being here in Indiana, we thought it was neat, because college football is really based on the history and tradition of the games and the rivalries, and having had that relationship with Valparaiso, it really is a neat game, and both teams are take it seriously, and it's a big win on your season, no matter what kind of year you've had. To have this win is a big one, and to add the trophy to it, a handful of years back is really emphasized that.
Valpo and Butler have both seen changes in their lineups through the past year, and Butler defeated Valpo last year 72-12. So how will Butler prepare physically and mentally for the Crusaders this week?
Well, I mean, I think you got to go back and start over like you do every week. I mean, there's no question that we're not the same team we were last year, or they are. This will be the best Valparaiso team we've seen in a handful of years. They've done a great job. They're playing inspired. They're making plays in all 3 phases of the game. You can tell they're extremely well coached and playing with emotion and excited to play, and they've done a great job up there, and we're going to have our hands full, not just being on the road, but with the opponent we're going to have to play on the road.
How important is it to get this win to advance to a 500 season record?
I think the biggest thing is the trophy, and the team you're playing, and what it represents, and the opportunities You know, these guys have, you know, especially the seniors going out to have won the Valparaiso game their last year. To me, it's not about you know, what your record is. It's a one-game season, and it's a one-game season that has a trophy as a reward for the week of preparation. So that's where our emphasis is being the best Butler team we can be, and being prepared and being ready to play for 60 minutes, because it's going to take that or more to win it. And you know, hopefully when it's all said and done, the helmet's coming back with us.
Coach Voris, thanks so much for being here.
Appreciate you having me.
Thanks for joining us on the Week 10 edition of Inside Butler Football. I'm JoJo Gentry. Have a great week, Bulldog fans.